What's up? Welcome back to Thespian Thursdays. I'm Cynthia Mallard. Hey guys, thank you so very much for coming right back here. On Thursdays, this is the place to be. We just talk all things thespians, right? Like behind the camera, in front of the camera. You know the whole spiel. I say it every week. So again, just happy for my vets that have returned, but also welcome all of you new guys, right? Some of you guys who possibly maybe you're thinking about going into theatrics. You've heard about it. You've been interested for a long time, like I was, right? And just need just a little bit of just basic information. That's kind of like what we talk about here every week. Just some basics, right? Basics that sometimes us vets, sometimes we forget. Sometimes it makes us laugh, right? But then also you guys who are novices, right? I use that word lightly, right? Because we all had to start somewhere. I was watching, I don't know how many of you guys caught the premiere of 20s, Lena Waithe's amazing show, right? Where she took a chance on the lead actor, JoJo. So, I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, right? So, this is just an opportunity for me to rehash a lot of the things that I learned. Lots of it on my own. Some of it, of course, I was taught, being trained or whatever. But yeah, sometimes there's some things that you don't learn until you're right in the middle of the fire, like you're in the pit, and you're like, oh, I wish somebody would have discussed this with me. I wish somebody would have talked to me about this. So anyway, before we get to today's Thespians Thursdays, and a tip, I think, in advice, you're going to really, I think, appreciate this one. I think it's one that we have not done in a long time, maybe about 2 years ago. I think I addressed this. So, but before that, be sure, guys, that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're watching me here on YouTube. Hit that button, okay? And subscribe. You get all of my Thespian Thursdays as well as Media Mondays. And of course, you also, you're able to go back, binge watch my podcast, Studiosetstage, with me, Cynthia Mallard, and my partner, Mark Dean. So I won't hold you really, really, really long. Oh, guys, hold on, guys, because I think uh, my camera is about to die. How many of you guys ever experienced that, right? You're doing something, you got your camera going, and it says like the notification, battery is about to die. We don't want that, right? So anyway, okay, so back to today's Thespian Thursdays. We're going to talk about one of the things, especially for on-camera talents, right? So I talk a lot about on-camera talents because that's something that I do, right? That's something that I've booked in. That's something that I've worked in, and so I'm coming from that perspective, right? So many of us actors, we know, performers. This really doesn't just apply to actors. Anybody in this particular field. Also, it also applies to other professions too. So, Cynthia, what are you talking about? Well, we're talking about NDAs, right? So let me say it again. NDAs. So I'm watching my power, guys. I'm so sorry. Just to make sure that we're still plugged in and that you guys can still watch me. But anyway, NDAs, right? So non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. Right. For some people, when you hear NDAs, you kind of get scared, right? I'll be honest with you. When I first was going into this business, of course, even in the media, on the media side, in entertainment, period, you're always going to be hit with an NDA. NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, it's basically speaks for itself. Non-disclosure, be quiet, can't talk about it. Okay, no. Don't care if you booked the gig. Don't care if you're auditioning for it. Don't care if you've already been offered something. If you've got an NDA, right? A non-disclosure, you cannot talk about it. You cannot say, "Oh, I've got this." So, and it doesn't matter. Even in the theatrical world, also in the media world, it applies. Also, I know some of you guys who are attorneys, right? NDAs can go, any business that does business, right? They all deal with NDAs, but also a lot of people would be so surprised to know that NDAs really run our industry too, like in the theatrics, right? So everybody says, well, what if you don't sign the NDA? Well, a lot of times if you don't sign an NDA, you're not considered, right? So you've got to follow the rules, right? Say you signed the NDA, right? You signed the non-disclosure, not to talk about it, not to post on social media about whatever the project is, right? And say, you kind of disregarded it, right? You forgot about it or whatever, and you went on and you posted about it, and you talked to all your friends, and one friend talked to the other friend, and the other friend talked to the other friend, and it got back to the producers, and it got back to the director. It's a contract, guys. That's a breach of contract. So they have recourse to go after you. Yeah, yeah. Because you got to think about it. These projects are the babies. Lots of these producers and directors. A lot of these people spent years, their entire life, and for you to put it out there just on a whim, even after you sign this agreement not to talk about it or not to let anybody know about it, right? I mean, you want to tell your mom, right? Yeah, we all want to tell our family about these amazing projects in the entertainment industry. Oh, I'm the same way, right? But those NDAs, you have to follow them because that's business. When you don't follow an NDA, it just shows that you're not professional and possibly don't deserve to be in this business. Yeah, I know that's harsh, right? That's how it was broken down to me so many years ago, and not even in theatrics, but really in the media world, so in the broadcast world, right? So yeah, so it's kind of what it is, uh, be professional. Be professional. Follow the NDA. So many a times, like I said, we are auditioning you, and maybe you may get an NDA that accompanies whatever, maybe your voiceover project or your on-camera project or whatever it is, and you have to sign it. Yeah, you're like, why do I have to sign it, man? I haven't even booked the gig. It's just part of what I keep saying. It's just part of the business. So listen, you have any other questions about the NDAs, you can always get at me at studiosetstage@gmail.com. Again, studiosetstage@gmail.com. Always wonderful to talk to you guys and just kind of pass on my knowledge, pass on just a little bit of advice. I know the game is to be sold and not told, but in some instances, it's okay to pass on information, right? Somebody, like I said, the game is to be sold, not told. We know that, right? But in my life, I have been given so much. So this is my way. I enjoy, like I said, I get something from it. I get a lot from it. And from the DMs and from all the messages that you guys send me, you guys are getting so much from it too. So love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. You're on YouTube, Studio Set Stage with me, Cynthia Mallard. Go ahead, hit that button. Need your numbers, need to know that you are there. Okay. Love you guys. Next week.